Welp, y'all, we are back to the story, day 63. And in case you didn't notice, Kiana braided my beard. It happened. My beard got done braided. I went to church, get a little Jesus, read a little Bible, hear a little bit of worship, maybe worship a little bit myself, and I left with a braided beard. What? It happened. But we are getting ready to start Chapter 21, Rebuilding the Walls. And it said, God had promised the people the same day he would bring them back to their land. And as promised, the people began to return to Judah. Once there, Zerubbabel and the prophets had spurred the people on to finish the temple, the Jews' central worship site in Jerusalem. Enter Ezra, half a century later. They were not about getting stuff done overnight. Half a century's a minute, right? A respected priest and teacher of the law.
Dispatches pre-alert.
You know what that means.
Alert will arrive shortly once processing has completed.
We better go ahead. Should I pause it or just let it go? Let's just let her play out while we do that, right? They weren't quick about getting it done. So he was a respected priest and teacher of the law living in Babylon who took a serious interest in making sure that God's law was heard and followed again now that the people had returned home. He's wanting to make sure people are doing what they're supposed to. Good job, brother. During the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, son of Sariah, and the son of Azariah, and the son of Hilkiah. There's something going, ain't it? Yep.
Attention, Edgar Curran, stage personnel, have a report of one vehicle 48 south side of the...
Welp, y'all, in case you didn't notice, I'm back. Yep, I thought that was just going to be a pager test because they had missed it today, but the time had changed, and I was like, you know what? These fools are just now getting around to pager test. Just goes to show you, never assume. Don't make that assumption. And if you're going to have something go wrong, don't do it around pager test time. This wasn't pager test time, but it was because of the day. Yeah. Time change is what it was. So let's get back to this story right here. So we're going to go back to where we said, during the reign of Artaxerxes, king of Persia, Ezra, son of Sariah, son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Shallum, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub, the son of Amariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Meraioth, the son of Zerahiah, the son of Uzai, the son of Bukai, the son of Abusha, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the chief priest. Got us back to Aaron. Good deal. We see the lineage. Would y'all have been good if I'd have just said all them people, him and his kinfolk, all the way back to Aaron? And y'all know Aaron. And we're not talking about Aaron Schmidt. We're talking about Aaron, the high priest, the one that was with Moses, right? So there we are. We're back to him, and we see how that went. And that's why it was important, I guess. This Ezra came up from Babylon. He was a teacher well versed in the law of Moses, which the Lord God of Israel had given. The king had granted him everything he asked, for the hand of the Lord his God was on him. Some of the Israelites, including priests, Levites, musicians, gatekeepers, and temple servants, also came up to Jerusalem in the seventh year of King Artaxerxes. Ezra arrived in Jerusalem in the 5th month of the 7th year of the king. He had begun his journey from Babylon on the 1st day and the 1st month, and he arrived in Jerusalem on the 1st day of the 5th month. Wow, that took him 4 months. Wait, first day of the 1st month to the 1st day of the 5th month. Yeah, it would have been like 4 months. But for the gracious hand of his God was on him. For Ezra had devoted himself to study and observance of the law of the Lord, and to teach the decrees and laws of Israel. Y'all, I'm going to show you this. All them names, I'm going to show you something. Yep, that's it. So they made us read all the names, and then they gave us a cool little family tree showing all the names. And there's son of and son of and son of. Son of a gun. That was a lot of people. This is a copy of the letter King Artaxerxes had given Ezra the priest, a teacher of the law, a man learned in matters concerning the commands and decrees of the Lord for Israel. Artaxerxes, king of kings, to Ezra the priest. You were not king of kings, Artaxerxes, but whatever. Teacher of the law of the God, and he used big G. So, I mean, you get some points even after calling yourself king of king. You knew you wasn't God. Of heaven. Greetings. Now I decree that any of the Israelites in my kingdom, including priests and Levites who volunteer to go to Jerusalem with you, may go. You are sent by the king and his 7 advisors to inquire about Judah and Jerusalem with regards to the law of your God, big G, which is in your hand. Moreover, you are to take with you the silver and the gold that the king and his advisors have freely given to the God of Israel. Once again, big G, hey, they're doing good there, right? Whose dwelling is in Jerusalem, together with all the silver and gold you may obtain from the province of Babylon, as well as the freewill offerings of the people and the priests for the temple of their God, big G, in Jerusalem. With this money, be sure to buy bulls, rams, male lambs, together with their grain offering and drink offering, and sacrifice them on the altar of the temple of your big G God in Jerusalem. You and your fellow Israelites may then do whatever seems best with the rest of the silver and gold, in accordance with the will of your big G God. Now that's awesome. Deliver to the God of Jerusalem all the articles entrusted to you for worship in the temple of your God. And anything else needed for the temple of your God that you are responsible to supply, you may provide from the royal treasury, which is good. See, like some of these dudes, they knew God was God. They could see that. And sometimes they still screw up after they know it. It's like, but he ain't no king of kings. He's a king, but not king of kings. I mean, maybe he is a king of other kings. And he had little K's. Maybe he's little K king. Jesus is the big K king. We'll go with that. All right. Now I, King Artaxerxes, decree that all the treasurers of the Trans-Euphrates are to provide with diligence whatever Ezra, the priest, the teacher of the law of God of heaven, may ask of you, up to 100 talents of silver, 100 cores of wheat, 100 baths of wine, 100 baths of olive oil, and salt without limit. Whatever the God of heaven has prescribed, let it be done with diligence for the temple of the God of heaven. Why should his wrath fall on the realm of the king of his sons? Yeah. You are also to know that you have no authority to impose tax, tribute, or duty on any of the priests, the Levites, musicians, gatekeepers, temple servants, or other workers at this house of God. Big G God. Whoo! Wouldn't that be nice today for some of our people that are in those same positions to have the president say, y'all ain't got to pay no tax if you're doing this, because that's God's work. Just an idea, Mr. President, if you're listening, it's just an idea. But I would definitely probably say you're a better dude if you did it. Just saying, I would. And you, Ezra, in accordance with the wisdom of your God, he should say our God. Like, he obviously respects the fact at this moment that he is. And he big G's him all the time. And he talks about little G's. So, there's a thing. Which you possess, appoint magistrates and judges to administer justice to all the people of Trans-Euphrates, all who know the laws of your God, and you are to teach any who do not know them. Whoever does not obey the law of your God and the law of the king must surely be punished by death, banishment, confiscation of property, or imprisonment. Praise be to the Lord, big L, the God, big G, of our ancestors. Our ancestors, isn't that great? Who has put it into the king's heart to bring honor to the house of the Lord in Jerusalem in this way, and who has extended his good favor to me before the king and his advisors and all the king's powerful officials, because the hand of the Lord my God was on me. I took courage and gathered leaders from Israel to go up with me. I took courage and gathered I took courage. That's just a weird thing. Like, maybe it took courage, but I took courage. It's a weird way to say it. That's not a name. It's just the way they put words together that throws me off sometimes. Oh boy. Loaded down with the king's gifts and supplies, Ezra led several thousand fellow Israelites on a journey to Jerusalem. He found the temple in good order, but he also discovered that the people were intermarrying with neighboring cultures who worshipped other gods. Little g. Bad on you. God's law clearly warned the people against such actions. Appalled, Ezra tore his clothes in grief and wept as he prayed, confessing the people's sin and asking for God's mercy. Convicted by Ezra's display of remorse, the people of Jerusalem repented. About 13 years later, Nehemiah, cupbearer to the king of Persia, a position requiring the highest level of security clearance, that sounds like a modern term, right? Received a visit from his brother who lived in Judah. Nehemiah was anxious to hear the news of the city Jerusalem, but as Ezra had discovered earlier, the news from home wasn't so good. The month of Kislev, in the 20th year, while I was in the citadel of Susa. You know what, y'all? Nah, we're going on with this. In the citadel of Susa, Hanani, one of my brothers, came from Judah with some other men, and I questioned them about the Jewish remnant that had survived the exile, and also about Jerusalem. They said to me, those who survived the exile are back in the province and are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates have been burned with fire. When I heard these things, I sat down and wept. For some days I mourned and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven. Then I said, Lord, the God of heaven, the great and awesome God, who keeps his covenant of love with those who love him and keep his commandments, let your ear be attentive to and your eyes open to hear the prayer your servant is praying before you day and night for your servants, the people of Israel. I confess the sins we Israelites, including myself, and my father's family have committed against you. Lord, let your ear be attentive to the prayer of this your servant, and to the prayer of your servants who delight in revering your name. Give your servant success today by granting him favor in the presence of this man. The temple of Jerusalem was completed, but the wall of the city still lay in ruin. A city without a wall might as well just invite the pillagers to walk through the open doors. Nehemiah decided he would lead the people in rebuilding the city walls. A mission of this scope required permission from Artaxerxes, king of Persia. After praying for God's help, Nehemiah approached the king, who was pleased to send Nehemiah on his way with letters for safe conduct and supplies. Hard work lay ahead, long days and restless nights, but Nehemiah packed and led his caravan towards Jerusalem. I went to Jerusalem after staying there 3 days. I set out during the night with a few others. I had not told anyone what my God had put in my heart to do for Jerusalem. There were no mounts with me except the one I was riding on. Done there, top of page 296. We're going to call it the end of this one for tonight. It's going to be another one of them patched up ones. We didn't have a pager test this time, though, y'all. It was the real deal. All right, so I love y'all. I pray y'all have a blessed day. Man, it was Sunday with the Lord. Powerful word at church. If you get a chance and get into church, get into church. Don't just come looking online. Go to church, y'all. Interact with people. Let people know who you are and what it is you're doing there. And let them know that you got the love of Jesus in here. And if you ain't got that love, come and get you some. All right. Love y'all. Bye.